Hello everybody and welcome to episode 166 of A.S.A, my Q&A series where I answer your questions.
Hooray!
If you have a question you would like me to answer in the next episode, leave it down below in the comments, and while you're down there, consider dropping a like. Thank you very much. Now let's get straight into today's question, starting with Kiwi Bird, A.S.A. Even though Smart Play sucks, which one is your favorite?
Real vomit?
Ew. Don't you have anything good?
That's a really hard question because, truth be told, I just hate every single one of the Smart Play sets. They are all so bad, and I highly recommend that you guys don't buy them. Don't buy them for kids or grandkids, nieces, nephews, any of that. Like, no, don't give Lego your money.
No! You'll never get a cent out of me! Never!
But for the sake of answering the question, I'm gonna go with the Smart Play Darth Vader's TIE Fighter set number 75421. The biggest reason why I think I'm gonna go with this one is because it's the cheapest option, but also I personally feel that if you're going to get any of these awful Smart Play sets, you should get one with a Smart Brick. Because if you're gonna get these sets, you want the Smart Brick so you can actually do what you're supposed to do with them, which is make the horrible noises and all that, right? Like if you're, especially like if you're getting it for like a kid, like a grandkid or whatever, you're gonna want it to be able to make noises. So that's why I'm like, don't get the Falcon, because then you have an ugly Falcon with ugly minifigures that can't do anything. But if you get the Darth Vader's tie and you get the Smart Brick, then you have an ugly-ish, because I kind of like the build, I just hate the back, right? But then you also have the ability to play with it and make noises. Of course, you get the ugly Vader with the short cape. I'm gonna go with the Darth Vader's tie advance. I think it's probably the best looking build other than the back, and like I said, I think if you're gonna buy any of these sets, you might as well get one with a Smart Brick so you can actually do what it's supposed to do. That's honestly why I think it's so cruddy that only 3 of the 8 sets have Smart Bricks. I think a lot of people are gonna buy these sets, mostly like parents and maybe like grandparents buying it for their kids or grandkids. The kids are gonna be like, oh, well, I can't actually play with the set and make the noises. I mean, sure, kids will still be able to have fun with it, right? But like, it's kind of scummy that Lego only has the Smart Brick in 3 of the sets, and you can't buy the Smart Brick by itself. Smart Brick sets, I hope they fail. They're out now, and like I said, don't buy them.
It's not worth it! It's just not worth it!
Next question is from the Building and Chatting podcast, A.S.A. What do you think about the Mandalorian and Grogu sets?
Well, I knew this was coming. Let's see what the damage is. Only $10,000. That's not so bad.
I think they're crazy, super duper, ultra mega expensive, but I'm gonna go through every single set pretty briefly, just kind of touch up on the little things I notice and think are cool. So, starting with the Mandalorian and Grogu Allies and Villains Brickheads, set number 40856. The Anzelian looks pretty cool. He's got like a little magnifying glass. I wonder if he'll be able to turn that down and it'll be like able to go over his eye. That'd be pretty cool. Grogu looks cool. He's got his little Beskar plating thingy with the mud horn. I really like that Imperial Remnant Trooper. Mando looks cool. I don't understand why the two are off to the side so far. Like, it looks kind of weird to me, but on the plus side, you can see that printed piece of the mud horn on Mando's shoulder pad, so that's pretty cool. And then lastly, Colonel Ward. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. She looks pretty cool. My conspiracy theory on this set is that, oh no, Lego accidentally revealed the big plot twist of the movie, and that Colonel Ward is going to be a secret Imperial, because it's called the Mandalorian and Grogu Allies and Villains, and there's only one Stormtrooper Remnant character guy. We know that the Anzelian's not the bad guy. We know Grogu and Mando aren't, right? And so it's like, did Lego accidentally leak something? You know what I mean? So I just thought that was kind of funny.
Suspicious.
Then we got the ATRT attack. I think it's really funny how Lego released an ATRT for $45 last year, and now they're doing it again. I would argue this one looks a lot better because it has that Imperial cannon thingy with that gorgeous Imperial Remnant Trooper, which we've seen that helmet before on the Shore Trooper. Mando also has toe printing now, which is cool, and like, look at that new Grogu mold. It is really nice. I'll give Lego props for that. I think it looks really good. The ATRT itself, not a huge fan. Just like every single ATRT we always get, they're way too big, and this one also has stickers, and you know me, I hate stickers. It's a decent looking set though. I don't know if it's worth 45 bucks.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Darn.
Then we got the Anzellan Starship. I honestly think this is probably the biggest nothing burger of the entire wave. This set just looks so bland and boring. It's literally just a gray ship. Everybody always complains that all Lego Star Wars sets are just gray blobs, and this is absolutely just a gray blob. Like, you get some Anzellians and Grogu, which looks cool, but it's like whoop-de-flip-and-do. It's $75, and maybe I'll change my mind and opinion once the movie comes out if I fall in love with like the Anzellian characters. But right now, just looking at this set, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I gotta get that right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just whatever. It's cool, but there's nothing like crazy special about it.
That makes sense to me.
Then we have the Grogu Mandalorian appearance, set number 75446. It's a giant buildable Grogu. We've seen Lego make 2 other giant buildable Grogu, so now this is the 3rd one, and honestly, it's not worth $130, no way. And I'm just kind of like, okay, Lego, we've seen you do this enough times. This is definitely a blatant cash grab where they're like, let's release a buildable Grogu, but Lego, we already have a buildable Grogu. Well, screw it, do it again, but this one's based off the movie. I think it's very odd. There's already a buildable Grogu on shelves, and now Lego's like, oh, hey, here's another one, but this one's $130. No, thank you. Too much.
You're spending all my money!
Then moving on to the new Razor Crest, set number 75447. I don't know what to think. It's cool. It's nice to get another Razor Crest. A part of me hates that the Razor Crest is even back in the first place, because I feel like Star Wars is just completely retconning everything they did in The Mandalorian. Not that that's Lego's fault in this case. I don't like the Razor Crest off the bat because of all the stupid stickers I can see on it, and I hate that Stormtrooper minifigure. Lego's still using the ugly dual molded helmet from 2019, and now with a clone trooper pauldron. What are we doing, Lego? Just come on. I will say though, that Zeb minifigure is fan-flippantastic. Honestly, a 10 out of 10 minifigure. Also, the very first time we've ever gotten a minifigure in Star Wars with dual molded arms, but he also has dual molded legs, which is very rare to see. So it's like, oh, it's so nice. I'm so happy. And then of course Mandalorian, you know, he looks cool. He's got his toe printing. And then that chick that I think might secretly be evil.
Evil!
But enough of the minifigures, moving on to the build. It's crazy to me that this guy is $150 when the last one was $130 and that one was bigger, but I get it, you know, shrinkflation, tariffs, and inflation, all that garbage. I think it's cool though. I think I'll pick it up, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this day one, you know what I mean? I'll definitely wait until I can get double points, something, you know, make it a little bit more worth it. Maybe not even at full price, I don't know.
Buy, buy, buy! Spend, spend, spend! Is that all you can think about?
And the last one is the New Republic X-Wing Starfighter. Whoop-de-flip-and-do, it's an X-Wing. I hate the New Republic, so I'm a little biased here. I don't like the stickers right off the bat. I'm like, come on, we're in 2026. Why are we still using stickers? The minifigures look pretty cool. The build itself does look very nice and clean. It's definitely better than that stupid Smart Play Luke's X-Wing, so I'll give Lego credit for that. I'm just like, it's an X-Wing. We've seen a billion, zillion, million, tillion X-Wings, and so who cares? Also, what's weird to me is this set comes out on April 1st, and then all the other Mandalorian sets come out later in the month, and so it's like, why the heck are they releasing one set and then like basically a month later the rest of the sets, but also right before May 4th, when then on May 4th there'll be double points and stuff? Does that make any sense to you? Because it doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, those are the Mandalorian and Grogu sets. There's gonna be more. There's gonna be like an AT-AT and a Sandcrawler and probably a couple other things, maybe something with Ambo, and hopefully buff Rado the Hutt. That would be fan-flippantastic. I would say my favorite is probably the AT-RT attack, because I really like that Imperial cannon, even though it's loaded with stickers and I guess stupid stud shoes, but it looks pretty cool. I like the minifigures. I just don't know if it's worth the price. That's really the biggest argument with this wave, is it's all like, all these sets besides maybe like the brickheads are overpriced, and it's like, what are we doing? But I guess that's not fully Lego's fault. I don't know. I don't know who's in charge of making prices.
The money is always right!
Anyways, let's move on to the last question, which is from Mayo Husco. A.S.A. What theme besides Star Wars are you prepared to answer questions for? Potato. Thank you for the potato. Honestly, you can ask me questions about any Lego theme you want, but I pretty much only know about Lego Star Wars. So if you ask me like a question about Friends or Creator or something, I'm probably not going to be able to give a very good answer. I'm only passionate about Lego Star Wars. So like I said, you can ask me, but I probably won't have a good answer. So, you know, shoot, you know. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's episode of A.S.A. Thank you all so very much for watching. Like I said in the beginning of the episode, if you have a question you would like to ask, leave it down below in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Thank you all so very much for your support. And if you're not subscribed, consider doing so. Have a good one and goodbye.